Y'all ain't saying nothing. I must be pastoring a super spiritual church. I know some of y'all ain't all that spiritual, so don't act all that deep right now. Sometimes hell, the gates of hell, look better than your present situation. Because I'm dealing with weight. Sin.
My God.
Dealing with weight. But what kind of weight am I dealing with? I need to clarify. Because in Paul's writing, let me put it together now and leave you. Because in Paul's writings, twice Paul speaks about weight. In his writing to the saints at Corinth, he speaks about weight. You just read it in 2 Corinthians 4. But then Paul also speaks about weight to the Jewish congregation in Rome.
Absolutely.
In Hebrews 12 and 1.
Yeah.
Glory.
So wait a minute. What kind of weight am I dealing with? Because the weight in 2 Corinthians, just looking at it, we forgive you. Just looking at it on the surface, the weight in 2 Corinthians, just looking at it on the surface, the weight in 2 Corinthians cannot be the same as in Hebrews 12.
That's right, Bishop.
In 2 Corinthians, he's talking about a weight that is divine.
Yeah. All right.
Now, why would he tell us to lay aside a divine weight in Hebrews 12 after he just told us about a divine weight in 2 Corinthians 4? Y'all with me? Why would he tell us to guard a divine weight in Hebrews 12 after he just discussed a divine weight with us in 2 Corinthians 4?
Okay.
So here it looked like to me, Paul is dealing with weight as it relates to the believer. So now, in order for us to get a clearer understanding of the way Paul is speaking of, we have to go to the text in its originality. We have to go to the Greek. That's the only way we're going to get a clear understanding is in the Greek.
It's in the Greek.
Because I'm confused. 2 Corinthians 4:17, Hebrews 12:1. I'm a little confused now. Because I'm thinking weight is weight. But preacher, you making me believe all weight ain't weight. There's weight, then there's weight. Y'all ain't hearing me. Let's work this thing out, then we going home. In 2 Corinthians, the weight that Paul is speaking of in the Greek is called baros, B-A-R, space O-S, which means load, which means abundance, which means authority. Weight of glory. Don't get it twisted. It's still a load. But it's an abundance of authority. The way in Hebrews 12:1 in the Greek is arkos, O-G-K-O-S, which means a mass, a burden, or a hindrance. In Hebrews, the picture Paul is placing before us is something that is bending or bulging because of its load. Hebrews 12:1 speaks of a burden.
Yes.
2 Corinthians 4:17 speaks of an abundance. Now, I must ask you the question again. What kind of weight are you gaining? There is weight and there is weight. There is weight, according to Paul, that you better just take. Because it's going to benefit you. Y'all read 2 Corinthians 4. I'm not making it up. But then there is weights that you better discard because it's hindering you. It's making you bend and bulge because of its load. There is weight that you can't bear. But there is weight that you can bear because the pressure that you're under is positioning you to bear. Are y'all with me?
Yes.
I'm going to leave y'all alone. I can tell you, I am. Y'all know I can't preach consecutive Sundays because I start to go into deep trenches that loses y'all. That's why I have to give y'all a break from me every once in a while. But there is weight, and there is weight. There is weight you better discard. But there is also weight you better bear.
You made it fun.
And I come to encourage somebody because some weight you can't bear. But there's another way that you're being made fit to bear.
Go ahead, absolutely.
Jesus.
In Paul's letter to the Corinthians, he speaks of the abundance and authority we gain through persistent faith in troubled times. In his letter to the Hebrew believers, Paul speaks of a hindrance that slows us down and brings us down as we attempt to run this Christian race. Now, in the case of the Corinthians, he was encouraging them to persevere. But in the case of the Hebrews, he was telling them, get rid of it. Because the Hebrew believers, their weight was legalism of the Levitical system, which impeded and ensnared them. In other words, they were saved, but they could not let go of the Lord, which became to them a stumbling block. Paul did not say that it was sin, but it was a hindrance. Because we must say, he said, lay aside every weight and sin. So here he gives us a distinct difference between weight and sin. See, all weight is not sin. But all sin is a weight. And if that weight is not dealt with properly, precisely, and prayerfully, it will become sin. So Paul is saying, don't even run the risk. Get rid of it. Oh, I got to let y'all go. Their weight was legalism. Are you still with me?